Alright guys, this is a video I'm doing of one of my raids from earlier today. And I'm going to start a series and I'm going to call it EFT Film Breakdown. As a new player, under 1,000 hours myself, there's been a lot of deaths, there's been a lot of kills, and there's been a lot of room for improvement. And I think what would help a lot of new players coming into the game would be clips of their gameplay, assessing it, breaking it down, and figuring out what they could have done different in order to escape that situation and make it out of the raid alive. So, personally, what I've been doing is I've been taking clips of altercations that I get into, whether I win or lose them, and watching them back and addressing them and breaking it down to really get better at the game. Because it's a very hard game. Very hard game. And it took a long time for me to figure things out. And I want to start a series that will help people figure that out faster, if that makes sense. So with that being said, we're just going to jump right into it. I'm going to break two things down real quick. As a sub 1,000-hour player going into these raids, you're going to face a lot of turmoil and hardships. So don't take everything I say seriously. Take it with almost like a grain of salt, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, we're going to jump right into it. I just want to say that first you need to understand that when you play the game of Tarkov, the fights are going to be completely different at the beginning of wipe than how they would be at the middle of wipe or at the end of wipe. At the end of wipe, people have the best gear. Flea is usually up. Best ammo, best weapons, meta kits, whole 9 yards. Middle of the wipe, you'll kind of get ass kits, best kits mixed together, mediocre kits, medium kits mixed together. It kind of dies down middle of the wipe. You probably won't run into a lot of the players that were playing heavy at the beginning of wipe. And it's just going to be very mixed, so to say. And at the beginning of wipe, that's where you're going to have fights where you're going to see people with nothing, the bare minimum. Especially with this wipe that we're in right now, the hardcore wipe, with Flea being disabled, traders only being at level 1. It's a lot to explain. I'm not going to go through every single detail of the hardcore wipe. Just not going to right now. This isn't what the video is for. I'm just letting you know that at the beginning of wipe, middle of wipe, and end of wipe, your fights are going to be completely different, and the outcomes are going to be completely different, and gear does matter to a point. Gear definitely does matter. But, like I said, let's go ahead and break this fight down I had the other day. And mind you, I'm going to break the raid down for you guys. It's me and my brother in this raid, just a duo. We literally just spawned in. So let's go ahead and start the video.
Good ammo to fight them.
I don't.
So you can tell we're basically just talking to each other, moving through the map. We both understand that there is spawns close to each other, especially on this part, but...
What ammo do you have?
BP.
Wow.
I'm going to stop it for you right here. What I just heard was two footsteps that I know weren't my teammates, because he's to my right, and that kind of the footsteps kind of came from my left, and then they started running, and I know my teammate's not running because he's to my right. One thing you're gonna need in Tarkov is good communication. Now, if you're a solo player, that doesn't really aid you in any way, because you're not going to be communicating with anybody because you're playing by yourself. But if you're new to Tarkov, chances are you're probably going to be playing with somebody that's kind of trying to show you the ropes too. That's basically what my little brother is doing for me, because he's a 10,000-hour player, you know. And here I am, 600 hours, or 650 at the time of this recording, still trying to understand the game. That's how complex this game is. Now, audio is your best friend. Your absolute best friend. Audio will keep you alive, help you get kills, and help you escape Tarkov, so to say, and get out of raids. It took a long time for my ears to get used to the certain audio cues that you're going to get in this game. Because sometimes you get an audio cue and it's as loud as day and you can tell exactly where it's coming from, and you're sitting waiting for the audio cue, whatever it is, to pass in front of your scope, and you shoot them and they're dead and you're good. You're fine. Other times, there's barely any audio, and next thing you know, you're getting shot from the right side that you had no idea that somebody was there, and you're dead. So that's the first thing in this video. I get an audio cue as soon as I walk in the building from my left side, that 1-2 step and then running, and I know it's not my teammate because my teammate is to the right of me. Now let's go. Hearing the audio some more in the distance.
Ooh.
I think that's a player, bro.
Communicate to my team that I think it's a player.
Be careful.
You know?
Be careful, be careful, be careful.
Running up. Stop it right here. From that audio, me deep down, I know it sounds like two different players, but I'm not 100% sure yet, so I did not give the call out to my friend yet. Now, you're probably wondering, what am I doing in this situation by getting to this little area of the room and just sitting there? Well, one, I'm listening for more audio. And two, I tried to position myself so that I'm behind cover and I can right-hand peek from it, because right-hand peeks will win you fights. Shout out to Sheaf. GG's. He's a YouTuber. He's a streamer. This is the plug. I'm giving you guys the plug. I see videos of him talking about the right-hand peek, and I strongly fucking agree. There's been so many times that I've died left-hand peeking that it doesn't even make fucking sense, because I just got shot my entire body and I'm dead, compared to right-hand peeks where it feels like it's almost like the player doesn't even know what the fuck they're shooting at when I'm right-hand peeking them. Right-hand peeks will win you fights. So in the last 40... I wouldn't say 48 seconds. I'm not going to say it's the whole start of the video. In the last 10 seconds... I heard the audio, addressed the audio, thinking in my head deep down that it's two of them. I'm not sure, so I don't give the call out yet. I position myself behind cover so that I can have a right-hand peek from where the audio sounds like it's coming from, which is the other side of the house. And now I'm sitting and waiting to see what happens next. Now let's see. Two.
Hello.
Oh yeah, there are players.
Hello.
Is that you talking or
No, that's them.
We're going to pause it right there. What you just saw in that last 10 or so seconds is I got more information from the audio, which sounded like two players. I'm still not 100% sure because I only had eyes on one. And watching this video back, I can see that I had eyes on another one. But still, in the moment, I wasn't 100% sure. Like I said, I'm still under 1,000-hour player. It's really hard for me to differentiate different outfits that PMCs have from time to time. And in the moment, your heart's racing because you're in a gunfight. Even though it is a video game, your heart will be racing in this game. Trust and believe, especially if you do not like dying. But yeah, what you saw there was an enemy combatant peeking into the room, almost jiggle peeking. That's kind of what it's called, where they take one step in and then they take one step out. And they take one step in and they take one step out. Now, my thought process on why he was looking to that other side of the room is because that's the audio we were giving when we first came into the room. And we stopped giving audio as we set up and got behind cover. And also, right hand peek. Maybe he knows that right hand peek is almost meta, so to say, and he's trying to limit and control the battle by having the right hand peek. Now, what I just did in the last 10 seconds will most of the time get you killed. As you're about to see later on in this video, it's more than one enemy combatant. Me thinking that it's one enemy combatant and being a lower level player and not trusting my gut and listening and trusting the audio cues 100% would have got me killed in that situation if they were working together as a solid team. I got up, saw him a little bit, shot him a little bit, and continued forward as if he was going to stay there, in which he didn't. He did the smart thing. He got shot from behind. Now he knows we're on this side of the room. He exited out of that little doorway, hallway, whatever that is in this house, and ran behind more cover and was hoping that I would push him so that him and his team could kill me. That's the part that saved my life. Now, the last 10 seconds still 100%, I wouldn't say 100%, 90% of the time is going to get you killed. It didn't end up getting me killed, but it helped me get some more information about what's going on. Because at this moment, in the moment of the raid, I'm starting to figure out that there's more than one enemy combatant. Now let's play it and watch some more. Now I'm hearing crazy audio. Now I know it's more than one for sure. I'm hearing crazy audio. I know for sure now 100% there's more than one.
One's going outside.
Yeah, I'm watching outside.
He's outside now.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Boom. The call out from my 10,000 hour teammate is that he's flanking outside. And now I have confirmed that he's flanking outside because I can hear it in my headset. So now I'm holding a right hand peek on to outside. You also heard the enemy combatants inside the house kill a scav outside. I heard them kill the scav too. That's how I knew that it wasn't a scav flanking around outside and that it was another player flanking around outside, because the scav gave an audio cue. Like he was spotted a player. Some shots went off and then he gave off a death mode. You'll get used to that as you start playing more of the audio cues that players give when they, or AI gives when they spot somebody, when they die. I still don't know all of them. It's still hard for me to understand, but all I know is I heard the scav die. My 10,000 hour teammate gave me the call out that somebody is flanking around outside. I also confirmed that call out because I hear somebody flanking around outside, and I know it's not my teammate because he's posted up holding an angle the same way I am right now. Now let's continue.
I'm watching the door.
Okay, I'm watching outside.
Boom. Right there. Communication is key. My teammate gives the call out. I'm watching the door. I give the call out almost immediately right after that I am watching outside. Perfect. Let's continue.
Shot the one outside.
Perfect. The one from outside peeked. I peeked too. I killed him. In the moment, I don't know I killed him. You'll see later on the video that it's confirmed that he's dead. In the moment, I have no idea that I killed him. So I give the call out to my teammate that I shot the one outside. Not that the one outside is dead. Let's continue. One from the door is pushing my teammate.
Fuck him up.
Okay, he ran out. One outside might be dead. Nope.
Give up, buddy.
One dead. Boom. One dead. I'm gonna pause it right here. The part that I think ultimately messed up this raid, because you want you and your teammate to make it out alive at all costs. I did not know that my teammate had got shot at and was healing. I also did not expect that other PMC would push like that with me holding that angle. So my breakdown of it is he had no idea that I was right there. He thought it was just one. And decided to just full-fledged push because he heard my teammate healing. I had no idea that my teammate was healing in the moment. No idea. If I had known that my teammate was healing in that moment, I would have peeked earlier to kill that PMC pushing in to kill my teammate. Like I said, in the moment, I have no idea that my teammate is healing. Enemy combatant pushes in. kills my teammate, and gets killed ultimately by me holding an angle. And I was holding that angle so tight because I understand how important it is to have cover and also how important the right-hand peek is. He honestly probably didn't even see me, which is hard to believe because I have a super bright flashlight on my gun. Or he was just eager to get into I really don't understand his thought process in pushing right there. That's really a bad push. And that's why what happened to him ultimately ended up happening to him was getting shot in the fucking face by me holding an angle and waiting for a push. But let's continue.
Other one might be dead too. No, he's still alive.
Now what you see right there, 90% of the time is probably going to get you killed. It probably is. The only reason I went for that peek right there is to understand that there's still one more enemy combatant left, and to also put some pressure on them so that they don't push in and attack me when I don't know how my mags are looking or if my teammate's alive or not. Because right now in my head, I still don't know my teammate is dead. He doesn't give the call out yet. He's about to give the call out yet. But in my head, I don't know that he's dead. I'm just assuming that he's still back in that little room healing up. Also, I make this push because I'm slinging some of the best ammo in the fucking game. My first mag had BP in it. And every mag after that is PP. Some hard-hitting fucking ammo for early wipe, okay? I'm not really stressing somebody wanting to get into a gunfight because I know I'm slinging some heavy-hitting fucking armor. Still was a pretty dumb peek, but like I said, we're going to continue and watch some more.
He ran back. He pushed back. Yeah,
Dead.
I killed two. Oh, you're dead?
Go ahead, pause it right here. What you just watched was me confirm that there's 2 dead enemy combatants by looking at the bodies. Me also confirm that my teammate is dead. And then me confirm the audio that I am hearing. Because audio is your best friend. To my left, I hear one enemy player healing up and one walking. You can do both at the same time. But in the moment, I highly doubted that there was one player walking and healing. In the moment, I thought it was a 2-man left. I have no confirmation of that. And by the time I get done with this fight, I still don't believe that it was two enemy combatants left, but that ultimately is what's left. The audio I'm getting right now is really iffy. I hear somebody healing. I also hear some footsteps. I don't know what's going on. What I honestly think in the moment is going on is that there's one PMC healing up, trying to bait me to push them so that they can cancel the healing animation, and me just run into a flurry of bullets. That's what I think is happening right now. But we're going to continue watching. Another audio cue. There it is again. There's another audio cue. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right here. What just happened is I got audio cue of a player healing up, and I also got audio cue of almost like somebody vaulting onto something or like getting on top of something. I have no idea what the fuck that audio cue was right there. But what I proceeded to do was to give audio cues back to let them know that I am prepared for a gunfight, and to throw them off and confuse them so they don't know which side of the room I'm on. Continue. Also some jiggle peeking, but right there. Pause. What you just saw me do right there by pulling that nade out was giving the audio cue that I just pulled a nade out. A very popular tactic with experienced players is when they hear the audio cue of a player pulling a nade out, they will full send rush you, guns blazing, and shoot you in your face with that fucking nade in your hand. I knew as soon as I pulled that nade out and I gave that audio cue that I was immediately spamming 2 to get my primary weapon out to be ready for a rush. Now, what I think happened when I pulled that nade out and I gave that nade audio cue is that ultimately confirmed it for me that there was 2 players left. A player was on the verge of pushing me, and I knew one was far back towards the front of outside the house because I heard almost of sounds of like somebody walking on gravel. Kind of in that audio cue when they were healing up. I know that's pretty far out. When I was on the other side of the room and I got the audio cue of somebody healing up, I know that it was pretty far out towards the front of the house. When I pulled that nade out and I heard that enemy combatant run out towards the other side of the building, that confirmed it for me that it was 2 players. It just gave me a gut feeling to go with my instinct and be like, okay, it's 2 players. I need to be prepared to fight 2 players. Still wasn't 100% confirmed, but I was just going with my gut feeling at that moment. It almost sounded like he was telling his teammate, like, no, don't push. He's pulling out a nade. And he ran back towards his other teammate. But let's continue. They threw a nade. They proceeded to throw a nade. Pause it for you right here. Right there. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but right here, there was a flashlight. Now, I know there's no way that somebody's in that doorway, left hand peeking with their flashlight on to get an angle on me. There's no way. If they were, they'd be dead. There's no way, because I would have just swung and shot them. What I think that flashlight was from that back window when I first was looking down that hallway. I'm just sitting here waiting for more audio. Watching outside, heard another nade. And listening to the audio. Turned my flashlight on to prepare for a gunfight. Boom. We're going to pause it right there. I'm going to run it back too so you guys can see it all in one fluid motion. What you just saw before leading up to me about to make this push and this peak was one, me prepare myself to know that I'm about to get into a gunfight with possibly multiple enemy combatants. Just by gut feeling of playing the game. You also saw me check the outside stairs to make sure there was nobody outside. You watched me check the outside back window and making sure nobody was peeking that window, so I had time to get out of that room. At that point, I felt like my time in that room was up. They already threw 2 nades. If they had thrown a couple more nades, I probably would be dead there. There's not a lot of places to hide in that back room, and all it takes is one good placed nade to just take me out of this entire raid. And I have good gear on myself. You also saw me jiggle peek around the first corner that I was holding, run across the doorway to give audio as if I'm full send rushing, but I'm really not. It would almost give the illusion to somebody that doesn't have experience years in audio to make them think that I'm full sending, but I'm really not. I just ran past the door to fuck up your timing and make you think that I'm full send rushing at that moment, but I'm not. I jumped across too to also give the illusion. Just crazy audio. My play here is to give the craziest audio cues to whoever's listening so that they are not prepared when I swing that doorway with my gun out. Now we're going to run it back, watch it again in entirety. right there. Gonna run it back. Pause and fast motion. Boom, right here. I swing. Left hand. I'm not exactly sure what the keybind is called, but it's left hand something. It's where you can peek almost with your left hand farther and be able to see farther. I know I'm at a disadvantage because I'm left hand peeking this and going straight to the right, having my gun out. The first thing I see when I swing this hallway is no enemy combatant. Here he is right here. I have no idea that he is right here until he fucking shoots at me. Once I see the muzzle flash from that, I just start fucking spraying him up, lacing him up. Right? Just lacing him up. Oh shit, what the fuck? Right here, at this moment, this is when he knew he fucked up. Okay? When I got to right here at this moment, I knew I was going to at least give this guy 5 or 7 shots to the fucking head. Because one, I was pissed that he was even prone taking this battle. And 2, I was even more pissed to think that he thought he was going to win this fight like this. It is extremely, extremely hard to keep up with a moving target prone this close. On top of that, with this fat ass flashlight I got in this guy's face, it's extremely hard to keep up with a target when they're prone watching you aim down sight. And I knew that because I've been this player. I've been this player right here. Prone watching a doorway, waiting for somebody to run out, thinking I'm just going to lace them up with bullets and kill them. It's extremely fucking hard. Extremely fucking hard. Which is why he ultimately died. Because as you can see, he needed to get behind fucking cover. And couldn't get behind cover. He was crawling away, just pressing any button to try to get behind cover. He couldn't fucking move because he was prone. Now, I realized this halfway through my spray. Which is why I stopped spraying halfway through my spray. Because I realized that the enemy that I'm shooting at is prone. And will not be able to maneuver the way I can maneuver. And I need to calm down, set up, and accurately place my shots, which is what you're about to watch right here. Accurately place my shots, make sure he's dead, actually visibly see that he is dead, and continue on listening for audio. I stopped shooting at this point, and continue on just listening for audio. And I'm going to let this play out, and I'm going to start it back from this point on.
Bot ass nigga.
Oh! 3 heavy bleeds.
Pause. Now, after I visibly saw that I killed what I thought was the last enemy combatant, after I visibly saw this guy die, the first thing that's going on in my head in this exact moment is I need to reload now. Because I've been caught in this moment too many times to know what it feels like. And I know I'm rocking 30 rounders. It's early wipe. I'm rocking 30 rounders. And those 30 rounds go fast. They go really fast. Now I know in this moment, if I do not reload right now, anything could happen and something could just pop up, whether it be a boss, a scav, whatever, another player, and I could lose my life because my gun goes click. I've had that happen too many times to know. The first thing going on in my head in this exact moment after I visibly kill what I think is the last enemy combatant is to reload, which is what you'll see me do right here. Now, in the midst of me reloading the gun, my deep down intuition of there actually being 2 comes to life right in front of me. I hear an enemy full sending to my position as I speak. Or as I reload. My bad, not as I speak. As I reload. Now, this one's pretty 50-50. Where I should have won and I should have lost. I still have that left-hand peek shoulder activated. And now breaking the film down, I probably should have pressed that to get back on my right side. It would have been a lot easier kill than what ultimately ended up happening. And I say that it's 50-50 just off that. And also because if I had spent all 30 of my rounds, I would have had to sit there and go through a way longer reloading animation where I actually would have had to cock and put one in the head. But since I reloaded at a perfect time where I still had some bullets in the magazine, I was able to just throw the magazine up in there and be ready to go fire at that point. A way shorter animation. But yeah, like I said, my deep down intuitions of there being another player comes to life because I am hearing stomp, 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 full-fledged to my position.
Hot ass nigga.
Okay. Now, what just happened right there? Perfect, right here. At this moment, from that stomp, 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 I am... Fresh mag is in the gun. I don't know if it's a fresh mag or not. I'm pretty sure it was a fresh mag. Fresh mag is in the gun. I know that. I hear the stomp, 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 and in my head, I'm judging it by as how loud it is and how close this enemy combatant is coming, and I am prepared to press the fire button. Now, if I didn't have this left hand shoulder on, my gun would have been on the right side, and I probably would have killed this player a lot faster. But since he rushed full-fledged like that, I was not prepared for that. Like I said, I kept trying to confirm to myself that there was 2 enemy combatants left. And for some reason in the moment, I still just wasn't going with my gut until the absolute last second. And as you can see, me just being on edge and prepared with my gun out won me the fight. I was ready to shoot. Stomp, 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 stomp. Judging it by how loud the audio cue was, I was kind of judging as how close this player was. I knew he was ultimately still pretty close. I knew he couldn't have been far away because there's no way he left that player prone to hold that angle against another Tarkov player. There's no way. Looking back at it, I checked that guy's account level. He was like 13 hours. Like, there's no way. And which is why he played it like that, because like I said, I've been that player before. So I was judging the audio cue to figure out how close this enemy combatant was and preparing myself to get into another gunfight, which I ultimately win.
Hot ass nigga.
Now, boom.
3 heavy bleeds. All that shit just to get wiped. Her ass.
I'm gonna stop it right there. Now, this is also very important for you guys to see. I want you guys to pay attention to what I do as soon as this fight is over.
Hot ass nigga.
Oh! 3 heavy bleeds.
Okay. Ran it back for you guys again to see. What I do as soon as that fight is over is, like clockwork, reposition to where I was earlier, because now I know that nobody knows that I'm right there since I've wiped the entire team. I'm not getting any more audio cues of anybody else. Players, scabs, nothing else. I realized at the end of that fight that I have 3 heavy bleeds and that I'm only a head, throat, and 2 legs. My stomach and arms are gone. I realized that. But I also realized that me being in the same spot where I just killed that last player, if there possibly was another one, is the worst spot to be, because the player I just killed could just give that call out and I could be dead within seconds. So the first thing, like clockwork, after I finish and kill that last player is to rotate and reposition and address my injuries, which is what I do in the video. That's what I do in the video, is I reposition and I address my injuries. that is a breakdown of a wipe of a format. Now, what ended up happening later on in this raid is, as you can tell, I was fucked up, and I think I had 2 CMS uses myself in my inventory. We'll see. Let's see how right now. I mean, CMS. I had 2 CMS uses in my inventory. I used them on my stomach and my arm, and about 4 minutes later, after I finally finished healing up every single body part, a bunch of player scavs started popping up out of nowhere. And they ended up shooting out my stomach and my arms again. And I didn't have any more CMS uses. And I killed them, but I lucked up because one of the scabs had a CMS in their inventory. So I was able to heal and escape from this raid. But yeah, just for food for thought. And like I said, I want to make a series out of this. That was my breakdown of that fight with that format. So, with that being said, probably in a couple days, I'll be back with another film breakdown for you guys to watch and address with me. Hopefully you guys like it. If you guys like videos like this, I would really appreciate it if you guys just like and subscribe. I'm trying to make this thing go big. Pause. I'm trying to make this thing blow up. Pause. I really do find it very educational and benefiting to myself to watch film back of situations that I find myself in this game, because this game is very complex and it is very hard, and it's very hard to understand. Like I said, I'm 650 hours in and I'm still having a lot of trouble with this game. A lot of trouble. And I think that people just, new players wanting to get into the game, I think this would help them out so much. Like, I wish I had something like this to look at, which is why I started doing it myself. I have clips to go back all the way when I first started playing. I used to start only taking clips of when I would hit like a cool shot or something like that. And then I started taking clips of when I would die crazy or situations I was in. And then I started taking clips of fights in situations that I was finding myself in raids, wondering like, why am I not surviving these raids? And I think it's been really helpful. So yeah, this is a long one, man. But like I said, this is my breakdown of a raid I had on Tarkov. And hopefully it will help you guys understand the audio cues, the gunfights, and how they play out, and help you guys understand the game a little better. With that being said, I'm out. I'll probably have another video of a breakdown up for you guys the next couple of days. Like I said, if you like this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.